Hello, people. Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your five senses work. Hope your health and strength is good or excellent. What? What's up? What's up, gamers? What's up, Tweaktown? Look, I was reading your articles, man. What's up, Tech for Gamers? What's happening? Look, look, Tweaktown. I was reading your articles, man. I was reading your articles. This article that you have here about this article that you have here about let's see here. Where is it? Where is it? Where's the title? It says here. Here's why the regulators exclude Nintendo and focus on PlayStation versus Nintendo. We already know all this. Matter of fact, you guys at Tweaktown used my words when I was talking about the Wii U when I said Nintendo was gonna be sitting on the sidelines watching because they cannot play. I said this months ago. Look. Oh, by the way, Tweaktown, thanks for the article. I was reading the articles, man. I read the one about the Activision hiring Queen Elizabeth attorney, and of course there's Beard. Then there's the attorney that worked on the Oklahoma City bombing with Timothy McVeigh. They're all in this. I get it. I read all that. I read the one about EA saying they're number one on Xbox. EA loves Game Pass, right? So if you love EA games, get an Xbox, right? But EA saying that they're number one on Xbox and they love Game Pass. Well, ZeniMax Bethesda got something to say about it. Rare got something to say about it. 343 got something to say about it. So EA got their EA got their is in a battle anyway for the number one spot. But anyway, look, I read all those articles. Look, the CMA and the FTC. First, let me say this. This case needs to get in front of the Supreme Court. This Activision Blizzard merger case needs to get in front of the Supreme Court. The CMA was influenced by the FTC. The CMA took a trip to Washington. They got called out by this woman by the name of Miss Barger. She called the CMA out on this. Asked the CMA why they're siding with Sony, right? The FTC was the first one to say they tried to make this whole situation about Sony and Microsoft because they were trying to match. It was like PlayStation versus Xbox. Power for power, speed for speed, stride for stride, tempo for tempo, blow for blow, right? They try to remove Nintendo from the equation, right? The FTC, and then the FTC influenced the CMA in the decision. First, the CMA said they didn't think the deal was going to cause any harm, but they're more concerned about cloud gaming. You can't say that. You can't say that. The CMA can't say, oh, we don't think the deal is going to cause any harm, but now we're concerned about cloud gaming. You can't say that. So both the CMA and the FTC, or the FTC and the CMA, they tried to remove Nintendo from the equation. They try to treat Nintendo like the lesser one, the weakest link, the insignificant one. Okay? They try to use Nintendo as a scapegoat, as a guinea pig. They try to treat Nintendo like an insignificant. So they tried to remove Nintendo from the equation. They tried to say that Call of Duty can't work on the Switch. Microsoft said they can get Call of Duty to run on the Switch, right? Then they wanted Nintendo to testify. First, the FTC filed a case. They didn't have one. They were relying on past history with Microsoft. Then they wanted Nintendo to testify, right? Then on top of that, they filed the case late, right? So that's some strikes against them. So the CMA and the FTC are siding with Nintendo. Siding with PlayStation on this, right? This case needs to get in front of the Supreme Court when it's all said and done to make the final, ultimate decision. You can't rely on the UK for this. You can't rely on the CMA. You can't rely on the FTC. This case needs to get in front of the Supreme Court. Then you have You got countries and governments in this. You got Serbia, Chile, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, Japan, South Africa, Ukraine, right? Phil Spencer said they got 14 jurisdictions, right? They really got 9. 2 is unknown, but we're gonna find out, right? Then you got a governor from North Dakota calling out Sony on this. So here, Microsoft gave out 10-year contracts to what? Enware, Nvidia, no, Enware, Ubitus, Boosteroid, EE, Nvidia, and Nintendo, right? But here's the problem that here's the situation that people don't understand about these 10-year contracts. They can renew it. And here's the other dagger that everybody didn't pick up on. Google can get a 10-year contract from Microsoft. Amazon can get a 10-year contract from Microsoft. Okay? Valve can get a 10-year contract from Microsoft. Matter of fact, Valve said they love Game Pass. They want Game Pass on Steam. But anyway, they want Game Pass on Steam. So Google can get a 10-year contract from Microsoft. Amazon can get a 10-year contract from Microsoft. Valve can get it. Okay? And the good thing about those 10-year contracts, once they start to expire, they all can renew it. When they sign up to those 10-year contracts, they get all the Call of Duty, they get all the content from Call of Duty. It's not like where Sony had time exclusive on it and they get the content to themselves and then you got to wait 6 months to a year to get the content. With those 10-year contracts, you can get all of the content up front and right away. That is what everybody's missing about this whole situation. So Microsoft needs to get this Activision merger case in front of the Supreme Court, to where they can to where the Supreme Court can make the final ultimate decision on this. You can't rely on the UK. You can't rely on the CMA. You can't rely on the FTC, because the CMA and the FTC tried to remove Nintendo from the picture, treat them like an insignificant, the lesser one, the weakest link. You know what I'm saying? They try to act like Nintendo doesn't matter, or they're not a factor in this, but they are. And here's the other thing that the CMA and the FTC is missing here. Call of Duty was on the 3DS. Call of Duty was on the Wii. Call of Duty was on the GameCube. And Call of Duty is on the Wii U. So the CMA and the FTC don't have an argument here. They really don't. And and everybody's missing the entire point of this whole Activision merger. When Microsoft was giving out those 10-year contracts, I came to realize that, like, wait a minute. Google can get a 10-year contract from Microsoft. Amazon can get a 10-year contract from Microsoft. Valve can get a 10-year contract from Microsoft. And they will get all the content up front. Even Nvidia is already getting it. They get all their content up front. They don't have to sit there and wait. They don't have to sit there and wait. There won't be no time exclusive on anything. Everybody that signed up to those 10-year contracts can get their Call of Duty, all their Call of Duties up front with all the content and all the update. They don't have to sit there and wait 6 months or even a year or even 2 years to get it. They get it right away. So Phil Spencer, listen to me. You need to take this Activision court case merger in front of the Supreme Court. You guys beat everybody to this. When Activision Blizzard was going through their situations, and then when every YouTuber was talking about it, Nintendo could have stepped in. They are part of the game industry. Sony could have stepped in. They're part of the game industry. Okay? There's Take Two. There's Tencent. There's Nvidia. There's Amazon. There's Google. And of course, there's Microsoft. They could have stepped in. They did nothing. So Microsoft saw the opportunity when Activision Blizzard was going through their problem. The moment Facebook got mentioned in this equation, it became clear as day. Activision Blizzard is up for grabs. And Microsoft beat everybody to the punch. So now, Microsoft is giving out 10-year contracts to everybody. So it means that Google can get a 10-year contract for their Stadia. Amazon can get a 10-year contract for their Luna. Valve can get a 10-year contract from Valve for their Steam Deck. Even A&EO, even GPD, even the One X, even Asus can get a 10-year contract from Microsoft. Nintendo, Nvidia, they all can get a 10-year contract, even Sony. The good thing about this is that when it comes to Call of Duty now, everybody get their Call of Duty content up front and right away. They don't have to sit there and wait a year or 6 months to get content like how Sony had it. That is what everybody's missing on this whole situation. So Microsoft needs to get this Activision court case merger in front of the Supreme Court. Okay? And they need to put the CMA and the FTC on the hot seat. And they need the Supreme Court need to ask the CMA and the FTC, why are you removing Nintendo from the equation? From the Activision court case, when Nintendo saved the game industry, and Nintendo's been a part of the game industry for years, and and Call of Duty was on the 3DS, GameCube, Wii, and Wii U. Microsoft need to get this in front of the Supreme Court. They cannot wait on the FTC to make a decision. They can't wait on the CMA to make a decision, or the UK. This Activision court case merger needs to get in front of the Supreme Court. And the good thing about Microsoft giving out these 10-year contracts, it means that everybody that signs up to it can renew their contract once it starts to expire. It's not a one-time thing. It's an everlasting thing. So let's say Nintendo sign up 10 years. Once it gets down to the 9th and 10th year, the 9th and 10th year, they can renew it. And that goes for everybody. Meaning NetAnywhere, meaning Ubisoft, Boosteroid, Nvidia, meaning Google, meaning Amazon, meaning everybody that signed up for it. Once that 10-year contract is about to expire, they can renew it. Okay? So the the FTC and the CMA, they got some explanation to do, and they were wrong to try to remove Nintendo from the picture by trying to treat Nintendo like they don't matter, like they're the weakest link, like they're insignificant, like they're the lesser one, okay, in this whole situation. They were wrong for this. So Microsoft now needs to get this Activision court case merger in front of the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court can make the final and ultimate decision on this. Okay? Anyway, I'm going to leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Look. I said Nintendo was going to be sitting on the sidelines watching because when they went and built the Switch, I said from day one that Nintendo should have never built the Switch. Should have never built the Switch. Should have never built the Switch. The answer to their problem was the Wii U, because they already had Call of Duty on the Wii U. They were missing Call of Duty on the Wii U, right? I mean, they have Call of Duty on the Wii U. They had Batman on the Wii U, right? So they were missing Arkham Asylum and Arkham Knight, plus the Return to Arkham collection, right? Anyway, But with Call of Duty now, all those Call of Duties that was on the 3DS, GameCube, and the Wii, all those Call of Duties now were supposed to move over to the Wii U and get all the missing content and update, take full advantage of the hardware, so the Wii U can fully utilize those games like Call of Duty Ghosts and Black Ops 2. All they had to do was put some power in the system, put some more space on that 25 gig CD, and then continue using the Wii U and fix the signal strength. And that was it. Put a motherboard, CPU, GPU, APU, RAM inside the Wii U's tablet. Put a motherboard, CPU, GPU, APU, RAM inside the console. They had a handheld and console in one. The problem with the Wii U was never sales. The problem with the Wii U was the 3DS. It was a CD versus cartridge or cartridge versus CD situation. They needed to get rid of the 3DS to focus on the Wii U. And when it comes to Call of Duty, the best place, in my opinion, to play Call of Duty was on the Wii U. The answer to the Nintendo fan base problem was right in front of their face. And just like how Call of Duty and Mario Kart plays on the Wii U, and how the Wii U utilizes those games, that's how every game is supposed to be played on the Wii U. So Nintendo should have never built the Switch. Okay, they should have never built it. But once they build it, they lost a lot of features. Okay, all the Zelda games, including Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, is best played on the Wii U because the Wii U gave you options to play. I have been defending this console from day one, and I never took my foot off the gas because I know what I'm talking about. Because I've seen all the Nintendo console. None of them don't even come close to what the Wii U can really do. Nintendo should have stayed with the Wii U, and when it comes to Call of Duty, they would have had all those Call of Duties, including the new one that's coming out this year, including the two Modern Warfares before that, Warzone, Black Ops Cold War, Vanguard, World War II, Modern Warfare 4 remake with Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3, Ghost, Advanced Warfare. They would have had all that if they would have just refreshed the Wii U and put some storage space on the CD and stayed with it. They would have had Battlefront 1, Battlefront 2, Squadrons, Jedi Fallen Order, and Jedi Survivor to play right now. They would have had Gotham Knights to play right now, along with Arkham Knight, along with Arkham Origins, Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, and of course, Blackgate with the Telltale series. Okay, Nintendo should have stayed with the Wii U, but when they went against it, the CMA and the FTC now, I guess they saw what I was saying. I guess they were watching my YouTube videos when I said Nintendo was gonna. I guess Tweaktown was even watching my videos when I said Nintendo was gonna be sitting on the sidelines watching. They cannot play. They use the same argument in this article that I have here. Okay, because the article is pretty long, and if I read the whole thing, it would be taking me about a good 15 to 20 minutes. But anyway, in front of the camera. But what I'm saying is this: Nintendo should have stayed with the Wii U from day one. They should have never left it. That eShop that they built for the Switch, that was a waste of time. They already had the eShop with the Virtual Console to deal with. They were already putting games in there. Their biggest problem is that they never wanted to give up the 3DS. They tried to blame the Wii U for their problems. But the Wii U was never the problem. It was the 3DS. They need to get rid of it. Because with the Wii U, you had a handheld and console in one. Okay? And let me show you how good they have it. I'm going to use, which handheld should I use here? I'm going to use the OXO or the Asus ROG specs or the Steam Deck. Take all those specs and put it inside the Wii U's tablet, all of it, and take all those specs and put it inside the Wii U's console, all of it. Fix the signal strength and put 100 gigs of storage on a 25 gig CD. That's how good they had it. Okay? And when everybody was blaming the Wii U, saying it was sales, marketing, commercial failure, They didn't do their research on the console. They they didn't even know what they had in front of them. Like they all said, we did not know what the Wii U is. So now that I have explained it, now you know what the Wii U is. They had the best of both worlds. They had handheld and console. And when it comes to video games, the Wii U utilizes video games to perfection, man. So when it comes to this Activision Blizzard court case now, the FTC and the CMA would never have an argument if Nintendo would have stayed with the Wii U. They would never have an argument, right? And they couldn't remove them from the equation. But since the Switch is not so powerful like the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S, the CMA and the FTC use that as their argument. Okay, yeah. So Nintendo should have stayed with the Wii U, man. So Microsoft now, they need to get this Activision court case merger in front of the Supreme Court for the final and ultimate decision. Anyway, leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek fan. Dark Side. Come on. Peace.